Look, in the tree. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it Superman? No, it's Tandy. And unfortunately, there's just a branch in the way of her. Oh, there we go. Well, thank you, Tandy. She's also looking quite full. I can't see a kill in her tree, though. Now, we're not that far from where Karula and the cubs are, probably only a kilometre and a half or so. But we are on the Gowrie Main, so we're actually between our two traverses, between Cheetah Plains and Djuma. But we can see her from the road. And she's looking quite comfortable up in the tree with the temperature cooling, and doesn't look to be worrying about the thunder and lightning around her at all. Hi, Donovan. Donovan is 8 years old, and Donovan would like to know how many cat species occur in the Sabi Sand. Well, there's leopards, lots of leopards. There's lions. There's cheetah. There's caracal, serval, African wildcat. So 6. Am I forgetting anyone? I don't think so. Stunning. Now, even with her full belly, if she happens to spy some impala, she might have a go. And there is Tandy. And Tumba is waiting in ambush at the base, behind a tree. Come, Mom, come, Mom. I'm going to catch you, Mom. So there she is. She's walked quite far, I said. There he goes. He's coming up towards her, but no, not too much of a big jump. I'll give him a little clean. Look how fat his tummy is. I think he ate most of that stenbok. That's why Tandy was stuck with the dregs, the hooves, and the legs. Isn't this just wonderful? I love these tender moments between female leopards and their cubs. Now, Michael is wondering, why has Tandy had more success in raising cubs than her sister Shadow? Well, it's difficult to say. He also says, is it the location of her territory? I wouldn't say so. I'd say both their territories are filled with hyenas and lions and wild dogs. I think she chooses her den sites better than Shadow does. So more inaccessible, more difficult to get into. So that's what I would say. It's probably den site choice. And she as well hasn't been nearly as successful as her mom. And this is her third, well, he's not even a year yet, but she's only raised Kochava, Bahuti, and now Tamba. So she slightly more successful than Shadow, but still not nearly as successful as Karula. Hi, Christina. Christina is wondering how long will Tumba stay with his mother. Well, normally around 18 to 20 months. In some extreme cases, up to 22, 24 months. But normally 18 to 20 months. So he's still got quite a bit of time left with Mom. I think he's 9 months old now. He's getting a good grooming session.
Look at the size of those paws. He's so big. Now I think the kill, there isn't too much of it left, judging by how he's started licking and struggling with some of the rib pieces. But overall, it seems like it was a good kill, or a good meal. I wonder maybe if he didn't catch something small in the last few days and now he's very happy to have something really big. And then of course Tandy down there, gorgeous mother, keeping an eye out on her youngster, also while falling asleep.
Mother lying down in the ground.
Andy, you're saying that she's got the most beautiful colored eyes. I was actually thinking about it earlier, about how pretty her eyes are, and I think Tumba's got a similar coloration to her. They're very beautiful indeed. But you see, even when she was almost falling asleep, there was something that she heard, something, and gets up, starts looking, and then likely she's gonna fall asleep again. Now, there are impala not too far from here, but they're just in the thickets, about, I would say, maybe 20 meters away from us. I don't think she's aware of them just yet, but who knows, might be a good spot for them to stick around. Obviously food is around, so why not? She looks so sweet sleeping like that, doesn't she? Almost like your normal house cat. Kyle, you're saying that Tandy is quickly becoming your favorite leopard. Well, she is a very cool leopard to watch. So she's definitely one to have on top, and I like it that she's been spending so much time around the dam with Tamba, and hopefully we'll carry on seeing a lot more of her. You are very pretty. I think she's almost in a sleeping trance. Wants to be awake but asleep all at the same time, so it's hard to choose.
Absolutely awesome. So there's Mom, and here comes the little cub. That's not so little anymore. Morning, you. We haven't seen you for so long. Yay! We got them. And it's been quite a while since this little cub's seen us, and that's why it's looking a little bit inquisitively. But you can see it certainly hasn't lost its playful, almost rebellious nature. Look at this. How crazy! What next? David, looks like the cub might be creeping up on her again. Let's see if the cub doesn't do an almighty pounce here. Should be coming into frame shortly. There we go. And here it comes again. Ah, too good to be true. Indeed, we've managed to find the cubs in a tiny little cave. Look at them. Is that not just the most amazing little thing? They're still wobbly. Hello, little ones. It's good to see you again. That's such a cool little den that she's got here. She is so close to where her kill is. Girl, that's an amazing little den you've got there. Look at that. Isn't that just the most wonderful view of these little cubs? How cute is that? Now, of course, we don't really want to be viewing them too much, but it's impossible not to know where the dens are or where she's kind of keeping them until you sort of stumble into them. Her behavior obviously was kind of led up to the thought of that maybe there is a little den site here, but to have them as far out as that and as mobile as that is so special. Maybe we can even get a little sort of idea as to whether they are males or females. That is amazing. Look at that. What a way to come back. James, happy? So happy. That is beyond special. Look at that little face to the right. Look at that. That is so amazing. That is the cutest little face on the right-hand side. You see it there? It's so cute. Now, I think these little ones' eyes are going to be open now, so they will be seeing and being able to kind of figure out what's going on. But it gives you an idea of where she's moving with. I'm very intrigued of how far to the west she's come. She's moved these cubs a long way from the Manawati. And I think that is indicative for me that Mulawati is more where she's hedging her bet than Tingana. Look at that. That is priceless. As good as it gets in so many respects. Those little things are still dark. Look at that. Tiny little spots. Hello, little one. And completely relaxed. Oh, having a little go at Mom. We talking. That's just so cool. Wow. And Tandy is being so good about it. She has not growled, she has not hissed, she has not made a single little bit of noise with us being here. I didn't actually know about this particular cave from the side. I said I've walked here before, and I've walked over the top and around, but not to that little cave. But it is the most perfect little leopard den. Oh, how amazing. Now, the reason we're having a sighting is obviously because we've kind of seen her walking there, and you literally came across as she walked down and called them out. Before that, she was sort of on top of the bank, and she walked down, and we thought maybe it was there, and we just sort of stopped for a little bit just to see, and she obviously came out, and the little ones sort of started coming out. But look at how protected and sort of thick and difficult that is to get to. Now, James, I'm going to just take my foot off the brake because I've been sitting on the brake a little bit, so I do apologize if there's some creaking and moaning, but my leg is about to fall off with the trembling of excitement and trying to kind of hold the vehicle in place. But we've managed to get the handbrake up now, and so it should be okay. But those little cubs, even with the creaking of the vehicle, absolutely relaxed. Look at that. Now you see where she's licking this cub? Underneath the tail. Now, that triggers the cubs to go to the toilet. So I wouldn't be surprised if you actually see this little one move and go urinate. Often the moms will groom that area, and that triggers urination and for the little cubs to learn kind of how to get rid of waste products and obviously defecate and kind of do what they need to do. So you often see moms doing that when they first come to their cubs. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. It doesn't get any better than that. Alright, let's get one last view of these ground hornbills. They're already running away from us. These guys are little scaredy cats this morning. They don't want to be seen. So while we watch these little bottoms... Oh, there goes a leopard. A leopard! Do you see that? A leopard chased the ground hornbill. No ways! That's ridiculous. That's crazy. No ways. That's crazy. What just happened? Tandy, what are you doing? That's ridiculous. But hello, girl. Yes. PK. That's amazing. Never in my life have I ever seen a ground hornbill being chased by a leopard, and I promise you right now, we were watching the ground hornbills before you guys came to us, and I was like, I'm sure that leopards hunt these guys, but I've never seen it. I wonder why they don't hunt them. And look at that. That's amazing. Imagine if she had grabbed it, how crazy that would have been. Absolutely. Is one that there is going to be a lot of deaths, unfortunately, and they reckon that only about 30% of the leopard cubs within the Sabi Sands actually make it to a year old. So it gives you an idea of how difficult it is. And like I say, Tandy's track record, if you go back to her first litter, 2 cubs, only 1 survived. Second litter, 2 cubs, only 1 survived. Third litter, 2 cubs, only 1 survived. Fourth litter, 2 cubs, only 1 survived. Fifth litter was just 1 cub, as far as we know. We only ever saw 1. 6th litter, 2, both didn't survive. 7th litter was 2, and now just the 1 that we see. So it's a pretty kind of consistent pattern from her. Oh, is it the little boy or is it the little girl? I don't know. With that tail up, maybe somebody can get a screenshot as to see which one it is. Look at that. That is just the fattest, sweetest little thing. Oh, there is nothing better than leopard cubs. So Victoria, as I've just said, this is her 7th litter that we know of. It's possible that she might have given birth before and lost them before we even knew about it. Look at that little fat tummy. You are so fat and round. Looks like maybe the little female actually that's there. But she's had 7 litters, and these cubs, now I have seen every single one of her litters, which is pretty crazy. It's been very special to follow this cat. I saw all of her mom's litters, and now all of her litters too. So just continuing the generations, which is crazy to think, that, you know, watching her mom and watching the 5 litters she had versus the 7 litters. Oh, that is just so precious. Hello, little one. You are full of beans already. Are you going to be like your sister? But I promise you can ask BK. I knew it from the moment we left that carcass that we were going to cubs. Just the way that she looked and the way that she started walking, it was just something that I've seen before in leopards. And as soon as she went past Tumbeta's waterhole, then I was pretty sure that we were going to go to cubs. What a way to spend a morning. I mean, like I say, it's bittersweet that we've lost a cub, but at the same time, just to find her on a kill, follow her to a cub in the middle of Djuma, where we had no idea that this cub was even here. I mean, I've driven past the spot. BK will attest to this. How many times have I driven past here, BK?
A lot.
A lot. And every time I point to BK, and I'm like, this is the place where Tandy is hidden her cubs. We must always just check for her here. Anyway, so what I was saying is that basically her movement is on roads. But when we used to see Salahesh in the west, so around Simambili, when she had her cubs, when she had Tiani and various other litters, she was incredibly good at not walking on roads. So what she would do is anytime she was going to the cubs with no scent marking, and she would literally go across a road. So she would basically walk straight across and into grass, not on game paths. And she must have figured out that hyenas followed her less if she did that way. Whereas obviously with Tandy, she feels like she's confident enough to walk on the roads and that it's okay, especially from a kill. But this is just so magic. Look at this, mom and baby playing. Look at his little cub. Look at that. That is as good a visual as you could ever want.
Welcome, everybody. We have found the queen of Djuma herself, Thandi Cat. I do believe it is Tandy. It looks like Tandy. And I don't see her cub. We've just moved on from our lions who are sleeping very flat. Oh, she's going to come and drink. What an opportune moment. Maybe she's going to take us to her cub. I was quite surprised, Andrew saying his lions are starting to move, and now here our female leopard is starting to move. We're on an area in Tortured called... Oh, the bird just made a jump. Did you see that? Oh... I think the Cape Turtle Dove got as much of a fright as she did.
James, you're right. It's the queen of the hunt. You're very great there. You're very correct. She's actually a hunt-successful cat, this leopard. Even though we don't spend a lot of time with her this time, but we know she's machinery. And this is how Tlalamba learned from her. It's way too open for her. She's going to have to wait for any possible chance that if there's a chance this antelope going into a thicket, and then she's going to approach them. But doing that also, kill, drop her, kill. So for all viewers, it's very sensitive sighting we're going to witness now as you see the caught. She looks like she caught in a scrap hair. So for the young and the sensitive viewer, so discretion is that we're going to watch her feed right now. So sorry about that. So she still have it there. As you can see, it's hanging right on her mouth. Poor scrap hair. She look hungry to me as well. She's looking at the back. Can hear all the waterbuck calling from the background.
It's so nice to see them spending so much time together. I remember when Tandy first had Mareebs, and she really kept them well hidden for a very long time. Tandy knows the bigger the cub is, the stronger the cub is, the more likely his chance of survival. Tandy hugging this piece of tree is really entertaining. I don't know why. I don't know why that's entertaining. Hello, Tandy girl. JP, I believe a cheetah's tail is actually longer, I think. I'm actually not sure. Leopards and cheetahs definitely have the longest out of all the cats we get here. But they're slightly different. The way that a cheetah's tail has evolved. It's very bulbous at the end, and it's to act like a rudder when they're running at very, very high speed. But I do think a cheetah's is longer. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Well, while Karen's got incredible scenery at the beach, we have incredible scenery with the mom and his son, and it is epic to see the two of them on the road like this, nice and open, just grooming one another. Oh, my heart is full when I spend time with these guys. It's been a long time since I've seen the two of them as sort of affectionate as this, and to have them lying right out in the open on this kind of white sand with this beautiful spotted coat is just as good as one could ask for. They really look super cool across the road, so hopefully they'll just stay there for a little bit. And Tandy for once is not growling at Mareeps, which is unusual, because as we know, normally there's lots of growling that takes place with these two. They're normally having a full go at each other. Well, not so much him, but she's normally got a lot to say to him. Isn't this cool though? You can see how he's doing a really good job of grooming her. Just making sure that he gets all those little ticks that she might have on the back of her head off, keeping her in really nice condition. And there we go, back to the Tandy smile again. It couldn't last that long. But look at this, just the two of them lying in the road. This is what makes the Sabi Sands in many ways so special, is this ability to just lie in the road like this and come across leopards just basically relaxing with one another on a road. It's not every day that you're going to see two leopards just lounging in the road, grooming themselves. You'll find with him, he'll groom himself for a bit and then probably get a little bit bored and then come and lie with her, unless she moves, which is exactly the case. Oh, that's a first. When was the last time you saw Tandy actually move towards him to get a grooming cuddle session? Been a long time for me, at least, since I've seen her actually be the affectionate one out of the two. Oh, look at this. Isn't this cool? Oh. Like I say, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. There's a sighting like this. These two are so special. We've been so fortunate that we've actually managed to get a fair amount of time with the two of them later in his life. You know, the very formative early years, we didn't get a lot with little Mareeps. Unfortunately, he was in an area where it didn't quite allow for us to get a lot of him, being on Tortured, and at the time we weren't traversing Tortured, and so we didn't get to spend quality time with him as a very young cub. But then, you know, since then he's kind of come to Chitwa. We started getting traversed on Tortured, and it's made life a whole lot better in many ways. We've got to get to know these two very intimately, and
I think all of our worlds are a lot better for it, especially when you get a sighting like this, when you get the two of them just absolutely loving each other.
From Tandy, finding her remain now. And she's still in good condition, really. Honestly, for her age and all that, she is still very, very fit. And I mean, you're just going to look at the shoulders. She definitely had something to eat as well. You can see her tummy is nice and full. Or quite a bit of a belly there. Wonderful.